I have been busy filming home tour for our team listings, but I realized I haven't given you guys the market updates and insights I usually share. So in this video, I'm answering one of the most common questions I get from my buyer clients. Where can I find a reasonable price freehold townhouse with no maintenance fees in Toronto? If you look in central North York or the more budget-friendly East End like Scarborough or East York, this video breaks down the most up-to-date pricing based on the current market conditions. If this is your first time in the Living in the Greater Toronto Area channel and you want to know everything about living in the Greater Toronto Area, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Toronto, Ontario. My name is Antonio and my business partner is Van. We get calls every day from people just like you, so whether you are moving in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out as all of our contact information is in the description box below. Let's kick things off with central North York. The area I get asked about the most is basically the pocket between Bayview and Victoria Park, stretching from York Mills up to Finch. This zone is a real sweet spot, especially along Shepherd Avenue where you got convenient access to multiple subway stations. So now let's take a closer look at the realm map. As you can see, this is the central north part of North York. This is one of the most popular area that you can find in North York, mainly because of the subway line where it starts from Don Mills subway station right in the corner here at Don Mills and Shepherd. Then we have one at Leslie, and then we have a few more subway stations like Pesarium, and then we have Bayview over here, and it connects to the Yonge line and take you south and down to downtown Toronto. And for those folks that don't want to rely solely on cars, they can simply use the TTC, still can get by in within 20 to 25 minutes going to downtown to work. That is the reason why this section of the North York is super popular. And that's the reason why the real estate housing market are usually more expensive. So in this video, we're going to explore the freehold townhouses. Let me get back to the list. So let's start off with all the sold data starting beginning of the year until the recording of this video, which takes place right now in June 4th. And as you can see in this list, we have only 12 sales so far since beginning of the year of 2025. It is sorted from top being the most recent sale, and at a glance you can see the pricing is all above 1 million. Here is the proof that in this section of the map, which I have many buyers approaching me if they could find something under, let's say, between 800 to 1 million, which is pretty tough because you can see since beginning of the year, we have all the sales actually north of 1 million. And in fact, the lowest price so far here is at 39 Protea Garden at 1,222,000. And for 39 Protea Garden, I will go through this sale because it is quite interesting. I was actually participating on bidding this property for my client. It is indeed one of the interesting story. Now let's take a look at the average prices so far between these 12 sales that took place this year. And as you can see, the average is actually 1,516,000, which is quite high. And average days on the market still relatively high at 30, and this simply proves that it is pretty tough to find something under 1.2 million in this section of North York. So now let's explore the most recent sale, which is 79 Chiswell Crescent. This is in Willowdale East, and it is a 3+2 bedrooms townhouse and was sold in May 20th. And this is a fairly large freehold townhouse in between 2,000 and 2,500 square feet, and it was on the market for 51 days. Lot size fairly large for a freehold townhouse in the area, which is closer to 30 by 98 lot size. And let's take a deeper look at it. And there was quite a price reduction that was listed closer to 1.67 and sold for 1.45. Although the price looks high, it is actually one of the lowest price sold in a similar freehold townhouse like this one here in Chiswell Crescent. And in fact, it is 2,477 to be exact for the square footage above grade. And let's quickly take a look. It was in year 1981. So we're talking about at least 44 years old townhouse. So it is definitely not a new townhouse, but based on the description, they have updated quite a few stuff, including the new roof in 2019, the new air conditioning 2020, the skylight in 2024, newer fencing, and so forth. Although the price seems quite high at 1.45, let's take a look at the property history and probably can tell you how far down was actually from the sale before. So here, as you can see, it was purchased last in 2017 and it was actually purchased for $1,630,000 back in 2017, which is currently in 2025 sold for 1.45. It is down at least closer to 13%. This is definitely not a good sign, and the location wise is quite good because it's closer to Bayview and Finch, which is one of the affluent neighborhood in North York. Now here's a quick look at the past sale in the same street at Chiswell Crescent, and these are all the recent sale for this street, which last year in August we have one sale at $1,490,000, and as you can see, the trend pricing is definitely on a downward trend. We all know in 2022 it was a peak of the market, and this type of townhouse in the same street can go as high as 1.8 million, and since then we have a new record low for 1.45 million. At a glance, you think the price is quite high, but actually it came down quite significantly. Now let's take a look at the interior of the townhouse. And this is a 44 years old freehold townhouse, and this is how it looks like from the outside. There is a quite large of a driveway in the front. And here it is quite spacious. We have closer to 2,500 square feet, and we have a very solid hardwood flooring. And it is quite spacious with a fairly large window at the front. And here's another angle towards the other end. And here's the open concept kitchen with some updated countertops and backsplash, and I will assume updated cabinetry. And we have some decent sized bedrooms and the laundry room. And here at the second floor we can find a double vanity top and an updated shower area. Here's another bedroom which is quite decent and large with updated windows. We have also another huge bathroom, and at the very top we have an additional floor. And here's the basement, which is also finished. And this is how it looks, a modest-sized freehold townhouse that was recently sold for 1.45 million. So now let's quickly take a look at the second property here as an example. And we have 39 Protea Gardens, and this has a very interesting story because my client actually was one of the buyers that were bidding on this property. So let's quickly take a look. This is a 3+1 freehold townhouse and was sold in May of 20, which is pretty recent, and the size is between 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, and it only took like 11 days to sell. So the lot size is quite modest, which is 28 by almost 59, and it ended up selling for 1.22 million. So this is one of the lowest price point in this area. There is a lower price for 1.199, but it also a significantly smaller unit. So let's take a look at 39 Protea Gardens. The reason why my client liked this property so much is because of the location. So let's quickly take a look at the location here, and we are here Protea Garden, which is situated between Leslie and Bayview. I can show you how close is in between this location to the subway station. Literally, we try on the day of showing, it took us about less than 5 minutes to get to this subway station at Bessarion. And not only is close to this subway station, you have option to go to Leslie subway station as well. And in addition, there is also great amenity across the property here, which include the North York General Hospital, and we have the IKEA in North York. We have many other amenities such as the fast food, many restaurants across, including the McDonald's just in front of it, Starbucks, Canadian Tire, you name it. It is a very, very mature community. And the best part about this location, you could definitely go by without a car because of the convenience of the TTC. And in terms of transportation, if you do drive, there is actually a very close by 401 right there, and also very close in 404. So this is actually a very, very good location, and that is why so many demand. Now let's get back to this townhouse 39 Protea. It is a 3+1 with 3 bath and 2 total parking spaces, including a single door garage, and the size of the unit, to be exact, is 1,596 above grade, which is great and a good size. And the lot size again is 28 by 58. It is quite modest. And now let's quickly take a look at the interior. This is how the exterior looks like, and for this particular property, it was actually move-in ready, where there's a lot of upgrades that makes this freehold townhouse in one of the multiple offer situations in today's market, which is quite rare. And here, as you can see, the flooring is great, very solid hardwood flooring with pot lights all throughout, and you can tell that it's pretty much updated and the windows are updated. Beautiful environment. When we were first got into this freehold townhouse, my clients actually fell in love because of the earnest and the updates. All this renovation was done quite nice. And here is the space on the other side, and there's quite a spacious of a living room and even a den area. And here you also get a dedicated dining area, which is quite nice for a freehold townhouse. And here is another look, and the kitchen is updated with great modern stylish backslash and newer carpentry. The double sink with the faucet was great. They have also the updated appliances, and the countertop looks phenomenal. Here's another look with the big huge windows and also a fridge. And you can also see there are quite a lot of storage and also space. Here is the powder room, which you have a decent size of a sink, not those miniature ones that you usually see on those townhouses. And here is a spacious bedroom with updated windows and hard solid hardwood floorings. And here is a double sink master bedroom washroom with a very creative way to make the double sink, and the countertop looks great. And they also have a bathtub area combination with a shower and the toilet. Here is another bedroom with great windows facing the front of the house, which draw plenty of natural light, and the bedroom are quite spacious. Here's another look at the washroom upstairs, which is also quite modest size. And this is the lower unit in-law suite, and this doesn't look like a basement at all. Windows are huge, above grade, and the size is great. New flooring, it looks tremendous. This door actually leads to the backyard for a walkout basement. Here is the backyard, which you do get from the very traditional townhouses, with a fairly large backyard where you can host a barbecue or for some extra gardening. Another angle walking out from the walkout basement. But there it is. It is a very nice move-in ready freehold townhouse in the most desirable area in North York. So now let's take a look at the property history. So let's take a look when it was last sold. It took place in 2019 for $1,073,000, and then it was listed for sale in May the 9th, which it is a bidding offer price, where they usually tends to lower the price to attract buyers. And as you can see, on May 20th is the day of the offer, which my client did participate. And guess what? It was very surprising. On the offer night, I was informed there was over 20 plus offers in this very market, which is quite rare. There are many sellers that were begging for offers. This particular one had 20 plus offers on the night, which my client did lose out. It was really tough, and there are quite a few lessons learned from me and my client, but ultimately I think this price is quite modest, which is also, I indicated earlier, that it is one of the lowest price that you can buy in today's market in this particular location and neighborhood. Now let's check out the other most requested area, Scarborough and parts of the East York. Freehold townhouses here are generally more affordable than those in central North York, which make this area especially popular. While transit mainly relies on TTC buses and one existing subway line in the south, there's some exciting potential with future subway extensions and the upcoming crosstown LRT that would boost connectivity even more. The area I'm referring to is just east of Don Valley Parkway, south of Highway 401 and west of McCowan Road, stretching down to around St. Clair Avenue East. Now let's get back to the map, and we are taking a look at the Scarborough area and part of the East York, which is right here. And we are also going to look at the sold for all the freehold townhouses starting beginning of the year in January. And as you can see, the most recent sales is on the top, and we have 32 Garrick Street, which is in the Clearly Birchmount community, and it is one of the smaller with only 2 bedrooms, and the sold price is $805,000. This is a smaller unit which is just between 1,100 to 1,500 square feet. However, in general, all the property here, it was sold between 800 and up to 1.1 million, which the highest price sold is already cheaper than those in the central North York that we just saw earlier. And that is why I say this part of Scarborough and the East York area definitely are cheaper than those in central North York. So let's take a closer look at this 32 Garrick Street as the most recent sale, and also one of the least expensive property sold here in the Scarborough area. This is a 2-bedroom unit with 2 baths and 2 parking spaces between 1,100 to 1,500 square feet. And to be exact, it is 1,164 square feet above grade, which is not including the basement, and the lot size is 21 by 40, which you can tell is a little bit smaller size lot. And let's see what we can get from the exterior. It looks pretty new, and we have also a single door garage and also a decent driveway that is pretty long. And here's another look at the exterior, and this is the entrance. So once you come in, there are stairs going upstairs, and there's a fairly new powder room. And here's the look at the kitchen, and you still have a decent sized kitchen. Here we have a range hood combination with the microwave on top and a stove top, and there is also a small balcony available. Now you see the dining area combination with the living room, and you have a decent sized living room with hardwood flooring throughout. And here is another look at the dining area, and we have a fairly modern and also clean bathroom with modern vanity and a large mirror. And here are the bedrooms, which are also decent size with fairly large windows that draws tons of natural light. And here's another look of the bedroom, and with all the hardwood flooring throughout. So again, this is a smaller unit with 2 beds, and this townhouse was built in 2008, which is fairly new compared to the previous one that we've seen in central North York. This is roughly about 17 years old townhouse. In terms of location, this is located right at Borden and near St. Clair, which is a little bit south, closer to the East York area. And as you can see, this was listed in May 22nd for $799,500, and eventually sold in just 2 days ago for $805,000. And so far, this is one of the lowest priced townhouse that was sold currently. And here is the history of Garrick Street. There was only 1 sale so far in 2025, and there were only 2 that were sold in 2024 last year, and the price was as high as $925,000 for a 3-bedroom between 1,500 and 2,000 square feet. Obviously, this one is a little bit larger home, and we have another one that was sold for $885,000, and it was similar in terms of size with this current 2-bedroom. Here you can see definitely the price has come down quite a bit, and $805,000 was actually the new low. So if you are looking into low 800s townhouse in a similar condition as this one, which is not too old, this will be one of the options. So now let's take a look at the second most recent sales here in the Scarborough area. Is 39 Sufi Crescent, and this is in Victoria Village. This is a 3-bedroom plus 1 with 4 washroom, and sold for $830,000 in May 27 of 2025. But this is a larger unit between 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. However, the lot frontage is a little bit narrower. The lot depth is deeper, and for about $25,000 extra, you can get an extra room and also a larger townhouse. So here, as you can tell, this seems like an older townhouse than the previous one, and we can take a look at inside. Similarly, for a single car garage and also a fairly long driveway at the front. But as you can tell, this is a 14 lot, so it is much narrower. And here's the aerial view, and this is the entrance. As you would expect for a townhouse, there will be a lot more stairs. This seems like a main floor in-law suite with a walkout to the backyard, and the washroom seems like it is updated and it is quite clean. And here is the view towards the living area and the dining area with fairly large windows, and surprisingly it looks quite bright with the natural light coming in from the large windows, and also all hardwood flooring throughout. And here is another look. Dining area again. And this side to the kitchen, you see updated ceramic tile flooring, and also the cabin space is quite adequate with glossy finish and also new appliances. Here's another look to the other side of the kitchen, which is quite modest. And here you get a small area to place your breakfast table. And here up the floor for the bedrooms, and the light fixture are quite modern and stylish. Here the bedroom's not bad with 2 large windows, and also it seems like a laminate flooring throughout, and the space is quite modest. Here's another look with the built-in closet as well. I will assume this is the master bedroom with the in-suite bathroom, and it is quite updated as well with a nice vanity, toilet, and also a bathtub combination with a shower and the glass door. And here this seems like a bedroom in the very lower floor, which is the den, and you have a lot of sliding door. I will assume those are the mechanical room, the house's furnace, and the air conditioner. Here's another look at the bedroom, and there's toilet as well. Laundry area, and there are also some terrace or balcony area. This freehold townhouse was built in 1999 for a lot size of 14 by almost 93 feet, and the square footage to be exact is 1,634 according to Impact. Location wise, it's nearby Eglinton and Victoria Park area, which is in the border of East York as well. And here is the property history. It was first listed in May 23rd for $799,000. I would assume that is a bidding offer price. Eventually sold really quick for $830,000, which is a price that we would have expected in today's market. So here's a little quick update. This is a 3+1 bedroom that was sold in May 15 before this transaction. So it was sold for $860, and right now this property here at 39 Sufi, which is also a 3+1 bedroom, similar fashion, between 15 to 2,000 square feet, sold for $830,000. From $860 in May 15 to this at 39 Sufi Crescent that was sold in May 27, what came down to $830,000. So there are still people comparing to the very recent sales, and it's still a little bit lower than the previous one. So the trend is definitely going downward. And here are all the townhouses in this Scarborough and part of the East York neighborhood. We can see that for a modest size, not larger than those in central North York, but the price you can expect into the 800s if you would like to have some starter home like this in Toronto. And also the age of the townhouses is not too bad. You can still find some decent from the 2000s, and at a glance for 2025 you can still find some between 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, just shy of $1 million, which is a great find, which I think it would be a very good starter home for first-time home buyers. If you have any questions or want me to go through some of the area that you are interested in, definitely leave me a message in the comment section, and I will probably do a video for you if I have enough requests. I hope this kind of market update will be beneficial to you if you are looking for similar price point townhouses in the area here. I hope this can give you a very good idea of the pricing today, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. Bye.